I think it's finally happened. They've all got through turn 1. Will they get through turn 2? They almost make contact at the back. They're all squirming together.
Let's see, and Alessia's lost it again, and a Ferrari at the same time. Synchronised spinning right there.
I don't think anything can Red do. Gav into the lead. Gav leads the Belgian Grand Prix. And boy, oh boy, has this turned into a shocker. Red in the pit for the lead. He's got a beautiful run. Slingshots past and takes the lead. Now,
to have the inside.
We'll have the inside. Now, this could be close. And down the inside. Yes, he does do it. One's a bit wide. Cut back. Could be new options. Now, side by side, as they come down here, Hoy's going to try and give him as much of a squeeze. And does take second position there. Oh, he tries slow! Backs out that time. It's the rear almost there.
So close. So
behind the slipstream. I don't think Alessia's going to do too much about this as he goes down the inside into turn 1. Alessia's going to try and hold it around the outside. Gets on the grass around the outside. Alessia tries to hold on, and it's not going to quite do it for Alessia. And Ferrelli makes that move and gets it finished.
Pulling along. He's going to go to the lead. They've got Sig on the outside. It's going to be free into turn 1. Is it all going to be clean? The answer to that is a grand total of yes. It seems to be. Running wide. There goes Fundown. He's going to jump up to second. Sig drops down to 4th, and this is going
third
well.
position in this Grand Prix. Look at Pancho. He might give him a little squeeze towards the wall. Down the inside goes in for yes for third position. Can he get it done, or will he hold it around the outside? He'll try. He will try to hold it around the outside. He gives him the squeeze. Contact made. Good little battle. Infrigets will move to third position, and can he come back? No, he can't. Good little battle from those two guys there.
Brave if he's going to try. I think he'll back out of it. Surely he has to, unless it's me, because I would have made a move, but he backs out of it. One's wide. He's going to go for the lead. He is into the lead, and he leads. Scolding, battling. That was manageable there. Down the inside. That's a good move. Get it there over the curb, bagging tyres.
Did he cut him there? Did he cut him? I thought he cut him.
Does it? Podium. He's on the podium. Finally, he's done it. After so long. Forza Gavra. There's everyone celebrating. Solo Solita's just having a donut. Does do it. Same position where another car with a side by side down to a route. This could end badly. Does it? Bravely backs out of that one. He's not going to try that. He'd be mad to try side by side.
Ruapuna Park, the lights go red for Ruapuna Park, round 6. And it's go! And Cash gets an amazing start. Ferrelli gets away well. Alessio gets a storming start, goes into second. He's going to
try it.
On the brakes.
Yes, he tries, takes a slice. Down inside he goes. One's wide. Throws him through as well. And into second place. That's how you do
12
it.
12 cars are within a second of each other. Actually, 13 are within a second of each other. That is actually madness. That shows how evenly matched it is.
Might take him on the inside again.
He's challenging. Oh, he is. Look at this. No. Sig battles with a wild Renault. Look at that side by side behind. Around the outside. Sig, and I think around the outside as well. To go GT and Luke, and they're still side by side. Would you look at this? You don't see this very often. Ooh. Well, great stuff between those two.
Side by side again. What's ooh.
Yeah, good move. Should be able.
Championship contender. Oh, he's going to launch down the inside. And there you have it. All said and done.
Metro trying to the inside. Here we are then. For the lead. For the lead. Does he make a move? Tries. No, can't do it. Gets his nose chopped right up. Not close enough to make a move. I would have faked down the inside. What a dive. And does do it. What a dive from such a long way back.
Unbelievable.
That wasn't even an overtaking opportunity, and now he's coming back side by side, down into the right-hander, and they almost touch around the outside, now down the inside. Look at this, side by side. Absolutely bonkers, and this lets Ferrelli catch up. Down the inside goes, down the inside. Beautiful move. Does he do it? Pulls it off. Fantastic move then. It was Gav left.
Oh, Tsuki! Oh my. The most cartoon crash ever. It's no improvement for Hiker. Is it going to be one for It Forgets? Yes, but they. Oh my god. Now that is teammates. That is how identical those cars are. Exactly the same time. 120.823.
Inside here, he'll try the. Oh, he's on the grass! On the grass! And passes! And tries! Now he's going to be diving on the brake. Down the inside goes Sigurdsson and go. What a move from the Italian.
There's 1 point in it. Van Elk wins by 1 point otherwise. So Razy's got. He's he's lost it. Oh, Van Elk spun. Van Elk, they both spun. Oh my god. Oh my god. They will both be going mental.
Sweden wins the American Grand Prix. Let's go to third position, Low, as coming through and crossing the line, your new world champion. Hayo is the champion of the world. Metro 666 comes the line and wins the Japanese Grand Prix, and with it the title itself, and slows right down.
Is he got it? Yeah.
And world champion, Vectro 666, finally. Well, 5 lights, and we're underway, and well, there goes the grid, and they're gone. Something has gone horribly wrong.
Up the inside of Hiker, nice move there. Hiker noticed him and gave the space.
And away we go, and it's a very good start from Rip It Up. Look at him, right down the middle. Vectro also getting away very well there. Sig up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he is. No, he's not.
Almost made contact.
Almost made contact there.
Get through. I think they've all got through.
Everyone has got through there. Rip It Up going a bit slowly on the inside there. Solid Salita losing the back end, but keeps it.
See down the inside. That's going to be a easy move if he does get anywhere. But again, Furia breaks very late. Oh.
Here as these two battle away, Skulls going around the outside later on the brakes. Harry Butter taking the inside line. He's still there. Harry Butter's gone wide. Skull diving all over the place on the track. He's got to be careful of Boston Road. Boston Road's caught right up. Boston Road's going up the inside. Skull's just noticed him. They're side by side, almost.
He's looking around the outside into the last corner, into the Clark curve. That's brave. That's very brave.
You think this one's Hector? Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, he tried that inside! And he got to move this time! He's alongside! And trying! And hurry! And he's trying to the outside. Is Ethan going to give him that? He's going to brake late. Can Andre try a cutback? No, not yet. He'll be brave to go on the lead. Looking for the lead. Vectro takes the lead. Here, and now red turning and hits him away. Does almost hit him.
I thought he was going to then, but he moved. I think he moved over.
Inside goes DJ. Does he make the move? No, he backs out of it. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he definitely doesn't. Well, down the inside goes Mateo. There we go. Back down the inside. Have that one, Sunshine. Now he's going to go around the inside again, isn't he? If he goes down the inside again, I'll be bonkered. Nah, you can't. That's going to end the contact. No, it's on side, and then backs out of it. Oh, he runs wide. Oh, he's going to go down the inside. That's Alonso. There was Alonso to Massa. Oh, that's Ferrari around this corner. Here we are then for the Belgium Grand Prix. 5 lights. Go! And Barry gets a fantastic start. Ethan left trolling behind there. And further back, Ethan already going defensive at turn 1. Down the inside comes one of the BMWs now. And almost taps the side of the Mercedes. Further back, carnage going on there. And I believe they all get through cleanly at turn 1 this time. Ferrari though, he's going to have a look down the inside. Down the inside goes Ferrari. Covering off goes the Ferrari. Round the outside goes, he forgets. Well, this is bonkers down the back. Well, talk about great racing to end it yet. Again, not good enough.
Welcome and good evening here at Watkins Glen for the 15th round of the GAVRA GT3 Championship. So it's the second to last round, and we might even see a championship decider today, because for the Drivers' Championship it's really close, with Pirelli 7 points ahead of Cashnet, other champs with still mathematical chances, but I guess it will be decided between these two guys, Pirelli and Cashnet. Cashnet, yeah, basically has to win the 2 races if Pirelli is not doing any mistakes, so finishing second basically. For Pirelli, one race win and then the second place would be enough, or if Cashnet has some problems in some of the 2 races. So today it's all about if Cashnet can get this P1 in race and at the moment it's all about who is going to get P1 for the starting grid going into this race. And we are in qualifying, 3 minutes in, so the guys are just doing their first hot laps, and we see Cashnet here. We have Evil Dragon as already seen, iBridge like usual, and then we have Matteo in the Lamborghini just coming out of pits, Pirelli of course, as we already mentioned, Flayboy here in the BMW, Mayo is also in the Ferrari, one of those, and there's Pollux who is driving the Renault, the Schmidt is also in the Renault. He's very fast but very inconsistent, as you can see here, spinning around, not that used to these cars already. Let's see if he can get a very nice pace in qualifying and keep this pace up in the race without major mistakes. Flip was very fast in the practice session, so he might have a chance to go between the top 2 guys, Ferrari B guys, and at the moment he is at the front of the grid on P1, fastest time in qualifying so far. Here he goes wide. That means the lap is invalidated and he goes back to pits. Who else do we have? Other champs, of course, in first position in the championship. With still some chances to get it, but he has to hope for the Ferrari B guys failing quite hard. So I don't think it will happen this season, but he's very promising for maybe the next seasons. Let's see. And his teammate FFS also in the Porsche here. And finally we have Rector, the guy in the Lamborghini, teammate of Matteo, and not setting up time yet, but he will soon. So everybody's out except for Pete Bib, and I guess Pete Bib has a penalty, so we will see him late in the qualifying session. So far we have quite decent times here with 142.7. I don't know if we go below the 142 times. Cashnet is just setting a new fastest lap here with a 142.5. And Pirelli is still 1.5 seconds down, but he is crossing the line and now in P2. Oh, quite close to Flip actually. So these 3 guys are currently setting the pace. The others are more than 2 seconds behind these top 3. So the races, or the qualifying, is basically split in 2 at the moment, with some guys like the Schmidt and FFS probably having some problems. With the Schmidt we saw it already, Vector the same, not on real pace yet, with some mistakes. And as you just saw, Vector was getting a bit wide, and this first corner is really dangerous for our guys doing their laps here, because you can easily get your lap invalidated here in turn 1. To get it right, you have to really go to the edge and go a bit wide, but not so wide that all 4 wheels are on the curb, and that's not that easy. So you can fail quite easily, and then your lap gets invalidated when you just start it. And the Schmidt is doing quite well in P4 at the moment, within 1 second of the time by Cashnet, which is the fastest right now. And Cashnet sets another fastest time, and I guess, if I'm correct, Pirelli, no, he is still in the warm-up lap, so he's going slow. But Cashnet set another very fast lap time, so he is half a second up the other guys. Flip is also currently, is it a warm-up lap? I don't know, he's a bit wide, not going that hard. And I will just put up the telemetry and also the map for you to see. As we just saw, Phoenix is leaving the session or got disconnected. I hope he will come back. Yeah, the Schmidt is currently, maybe he's profiting from the slipstream, but probably he's just held up here by the Ferrari in front. Quite some racing here in qualifying. It's not gonna help both of these drivers, and I guess the Schmidt should just back up at the moment, because that's not the fastest lap time, probably, if he is stuck behind another driver. Let's see how that evolves. Yeah, very interesting. Here, okay. Yeah, so now it's done. They both can do their laps again. No harm done, I guess. And Matteo is doing quite well in P6 at the moment. He's setting another lap time. No, not faster than his usual lap times, or it was just the outlap. Alo Chums is currently doing a lap, or starting a lap, but not on limit, so he's not even touching the curbs here. Up these S's. It's quite nice actually to go through these S's. I will show you later, or we will drive later with some guy, as we see Evil Dragon with his quite damaged car, at least optically. And he's not up to his pace yet. Because these S's, just to finish that thought here, you don't see that much. If you run with cockpit view, what probably the most guys here are doing, you don't see where you actually go. Okay, Evil Dragon is maybe not the right guy to do this cockpit view, as his windscreen is quite shattered. But we are going now with iBridge. iBridge is finishing his lap, so he's on the start-finish straight. We can just watch one lap with him on board. And so these S's, you don't see where the apex is. And there it is, and you really have to guess before, and he has to lift here because he missed the apex a bit. So if you go to the right and then just guess where it is and just turn in to the left, you should get it with full throttle. Maybe depending a bit on your downforce settings, but should be possible. That's also not the best line here to take the grass. That's quite nice, but also full throttle would be the option. He didn't use the full width of the track here. Going down here, that's a bit too much. Too early on the gas, too early in the throttle, and he was not using any apex, so just holding his line a bit mid-corner. So yeah, the exit is quite difficult to get like that. But we will just switch to another driver, and also firstly to the TV camera again. So on track is Cashnet, who wants to further improve his time, as Ferrari and Flip both got a bit of better lap times, so they are even closer now. And he didn't get a better lap time. So Evil Dragon, I don't know if his car is actually really broken, or if it's just optically here that he repaired his car and the damage just stayed. That sometimes happens in the game. And Alo Chums is really not up to the pace yet. Maybe the Porsche is just not the greatest car on this track, as it seems as also FFS is down in the standings, so P10 and P11 for these two guys, and there Allo proves me wrong, setting the 5th fastest time of this qualifying session, as we are at half time of this qualifying actually, with 25 minutes qualifying session. We are now at 12 minutes left and a few overtime. And Ferrari is also on track again. But it seems he's not on a fast lap time here, as behind him, I don't know who it is. If it's Matteo. So Matteo overtakes here, and yeah, I don't know if this served him well on his lap. A lot of guys going wide here, as you saw the Ferrari in the background. Vector is also not at his pace yet, and he is certainly not happy with Evil Dragon being in front of him. The two control drivers in the grid. Flayboy is also trying to improve slightly, because he's really really close to Vector in front and also close to FFS behind, so a bit more time would serve him well. He's just warming up the tires and now he's starting his hot lap. And you always want to get this turn 1 right, or this last turn before the start-finish straight to start your hot lap, because that's just some time for free basically, if you get it right and really start the lap on a fast pace. In front, Cashnet is probably invalidating his lap here. Yeah, and he just went back to pit. So you see also the very good drivers here are struggling a bit, or really pushing it at the moment to the limit, in order to get faster and faster lap times here, and we are quite close to the 1:42.0, or we are at the 1:42.0, and very close to the 41.x times, so maybe that we will see in this qualifying session. At the moment Ferrari tries to get this time, but Cashnet is quite good in his pace, so he might have a chance to win this race today, and then it's really up to the last race, who will win this or be better in this race. From the two Ferrari B guys will then win the championship, if Cashnet can do the race win today. But Flip might be having a chance here. I think podium should be possible for him, if the Schmidt is not interfering in that, but maybe even a bit more than that. Time-wise here, at least in qualifying, other chance is a bit down, as we see that he probably had some crash here. Doesn't look that nice, this Porsche, as it usually does. But we know that Albert Champs is usually a race driver, meaning that he is not the fastest in qualifying sessions, but certainly is one of the most consistent and most stable and most tire saving, fuel saving, whatever you want, drivers in this league. Therefore, he's always a dark horse in the race, even though he's not maybe not amongst the fastest in qualifying sessions. So he always has a chance to finish up very high and even on top spot. Matteo is doing quite well today, so much better at the moment at least than his teammate in the same car, Vector, who is at the moment in pits and just preparing for another hot lap here, or another out lap and then hot lap. Playboy is improving at the moment, 410 up to his time before, so he might improve quite a lot if he continues to go that fast. Then he will end up in 7th position around Evil Dragon, maybe slightly before him even. So we will just follow him through his second to last corner and then the right-hander onto the start-finish straight. Whoa, okay. He just took the curb quite hard, but probably not that much time lost. So, oh, he did. Okay, maybe I missed something. That's weird. But so not improving at the moment. Cashnut tries to improve himself or his time. Flip is doing the same, and Pirelli is just staying in pits and waiting for things to happen. Maybe setting up his car slightly different and there he goes out, as we just saw. Maybe setting up his car a bit different than before and trying everything, risking everything. Bit less downforce, stuff like that. So let's see. Maybe he can be faster than before. And Flip is on a quite good lap here. As he caught a bit, I don't know if that can invalidate his lap. And we were asked in a chat by one of the admins of GAVRA Racing what car and what team Evil Dragon is racing in, and apparently Evil is in no team because this livery I've never seen before, and it's a Porsche, as you can see from the looks, but he's obviously not in a team of FFS and other champs. So he's a team of himself, guest driver today, not competing for any team. Allo champs, I hope these overlays are correct here. Is up his time into the last sector. But he has to do a very fast last sector in order to get close even to the Schmidt in front. At the moment he is setting quite his own times compared to the others, so very much faster than Playboy, which is quite a surprise in 6th place. That's quite good for him. And he's setting a better time, being closer to the Schmidt in front, but not quite that close yet. The Schmidt is also on the start-finish straight, setting maybe a faster lap time. Nope, did not. And Pirelli is currently in the last sector, but still on his out lap, warming up his tires. So we will have a look at Flip. Yeah, it's a difficult corner, the last one, but he did very nice. This is also a quite interesting corner. You want to get this late apex here, and then a bit up the hill with full throttle to the outside. You can just use the full width of the track. There's a bit of tarmac even on the outside of the track you can use, and there's also a tricky corner here. You get easily oversteer, also here on the exit, easily oversteer, as you saw a bit. So you have to play a bit with the throttle. Yeah, also nicely done here. That's basically the usual corner, and you can even go a bit wider than Flip does here. Not a very fast lap at the moment, and Ferrari is doing his fast lap here, and I will just have a look from the cockpit view. In the corner we just mentioned here, and he stays on the inside actually, going out here, using this bit of tarmac. He's up his time, but still a bit slower than Cashnet. So if he doesn't improve a lot in the last sector, it's not gonna work out. Whoa. Okay, that was quite close to the wall, but perfectly done. Yeah, using really the full width here. No curb on the inside, and then full throttle, using the whole width of the track again on the outside, on the exit of the corner. Quite good time, but not matching Cashnet's time, and he goes back to pits. Basically giving up on Cashnet, maybe setting tire strategies or pit stop strategies, and also set up for the race, and Cashnet is doing the same, as he saw that Ferrari couldn't improve, or could improve but not better than Cashnet's time, so Cashnet is also going to the pits. And then it's basically just flip at the moment from top guys going over. Whoa, okay, that was really close to Ferrari. So we have quite a close top three here, with a 3/10ths of a second. That's not what we see that often. That someone is really competing with Ferrari B guys in front. I hope that Flip can do well in the opening laps, and then in the race everything can happen. He has the Schmidt in his back on P4, as it seems, as all the other guys are basically Champs and Playboy are in the pits right now, and Matteo is 1.5 seconds behind. So the Schmidt is quite safe in 4th position, unless he pulled off a very fast lap. Doesn't look like that, even though he's improving. Yeah, so P4, also everything is possible. He showed quite some overtaking skills, especially over Flip at the last race at Sakito. So maybe we will see something from that. Matteo is also still in the race, but no, he crossed the finish line. Evil Dragon is doing his last lap. Nope, he's just stopping and probably testing some start. Looks quite good, with a bit of tire smoke. Mayo is also still on a lap. No, he is going back to pits. And that's basically it, except for the Schmidt, who's still doing qualifying laps, as you can see in the fuel load, so quite low fuel load. Maybe some drivers even tested racing conditions with a lot of fuel. That's a bit wide. I don't know if that still counts. Going over the line, no improvement, so don't know if it counts or not. And we are ready for the race. So 22 seconds, then the final screen will pop up, and then a few seconds, or basically 2 minutes max, for the race start. These guys are already setting up their tire loads, so both with 105 and Ferrari 1 liter more with 106. So they should have no problems finishing the race, and also for all the other guys. So it looks like a 0-stop race with quite constant track conditions, as here's the top 10 of the qualifying session. So let me just show you the conditions for today's race. The weather forecast was overcast for the qualifying session right now, and in the beginning of the race it will be also overcast. At 2 p.m. we are doing 39 laps, and in the second half of the race it will be a heavy cloud, so no big changes here. And we will just put us off. Yeah, so I will just put on all these gimmicks here, like the telemetry and the map, and it's Cashnet, then Ferrari, Flip with a lot of fuel actually. That's quite a lot. Maybe this Nissan is just taking that much. The Schmidt, Champs, Playboy also with a bit more fuel than the others. Matteo, now he has the fuel. Also okay. Evil Dragon is also using a bit more than the other guys. Highbridge with decent amount. Mayo actually with a bit low fuel here. 99 liters compared to Highbridge's 112. I don't know if that is working out. Maybe he wants to take a pit stop. FFS also with quite enough for 0 stop, and Pollux also with 120, so the 125 of the Schmidt are no surprise, and Renault is probably just taking quite a bit. And yeah, so the first place is quite close to the second place here, and so it's the third to the fourth, but in front you have the inside line, which is quite an advantage into turn 1. The right-hander, so the right-hand side is what you want to be at. So Cashnet should be able to defend his position, as we are sinking at the moment. So we are waiting for the 5 red lights. There they are. And away they go, and Cashnet got a very good start here. The Schmidt also already in front of Flip. There might be some slight touch between these two guys. Haven't seen that very well, but the Schmidt just closed the door, was better at the start, and into P3. Other champs in P5, Playboy still in P6, iBridge is very close, or behind it's very close, so Vectro overtaking Evil Dragon. So Evil Dragon was quite happy with his better qualifying than Vectro, and now it's the other way around in the race, already in lap 1, and Vectro is trying to get close, or very close actually, to iBridge. Maybe even having a look inside. Nope. That's too eager here. In the front, nothing really changed. They are one after the other. Cashnet is holding his position, and in the background there is something going on. iBridge is defending his position. Maybe Vector is now doing the cutback, but iBridge is still having the inside line. Vector now on the outside trying. iBridge gives him a bit of a squeeze and is still on the inside. So Vector is really on the outside for 3 corners, but doing this overtake. Very nice. Very good racing from these guys here, and in the back there's something going on. Pete Vip had quite a good start. I think he was, I don't know actually, I think he was second last position or so. Matteo didn't have a very well start, he just fell behind quite a lot. The same goes for Mayo. So if he is on a one-stop strategy with a bit lower fuel than the others, that didn't work out now, as he is stuck behind all the field. But let's go to the front runners. Not much going on. Playboy is behind Champs, who's defending his position, and like usual, the Ferrari B guys are 1-2 and chasing each other over probably the complete race. So Vectro made up quite a lot to his quite bad qualifying, if you are honest. But now he's in P6 with Playboy in front, not far in front, so that's probably his next victim, if you want to say it like that. Yeah, that's the first real battle here at the front side of things. In the back it's quite settled, except for Evil Dragon, who is having a look on iBridge, making him nervous probably, or trying to do that. Long start finish straight. With a bit of slipstream you can get close, but it's not long enough for easier overtakes. Bit of oversteer for him, so that didn't work out. Yeah, these guys are trying to pull a gap to each other. The Schmidt is quite far. Whoa, we lost Flip. What did happen there? I missed that completely, sorry guys. So Flip probably got in some accident here. And now his race is really ruined. I had high hopes for him today, for maybe even, he was quite good and quite high chance for a podium finish. That's not the case anymore, obviously, at the moment, but you never know. But even for more than that, because he really could keep up the pace to the Ferrari B guys. It's a shame at this stage. And Vectro is now at the back of Playboy, so there's some action going on. Yeah, these guys are just not getting close enough as Pollux left the session. But now that's his opportunity. Playboy ran a bit wide, probably get a slowdown penalty here, and Vectro takes advantage of that very nicely done. Goes through the S's, being now in P5, and next up is Elo Champs for him, but Elo Champs got a quite good pace at the moment, so that might be a bit more difficult. And there's a battle going on between these two guys, and even with iBridge in front of the two. So the battle for P7 basically, or P7 to P9. Okay, now FFS tries to overtake iBridge on the outside. Whoa! Yeah. That's unfortunate. So FFS turn around, iBridge also still struggling to get himself around, letting through Flip. Yeah, it's hard to tell who's guilty here. FFS was on the outside, quite far away from iBridge. Probably they didn't see each other at this point, and therefore iBridge went a bit to the outside. I think he left enough space for one racing line, but FFS yeah, didn't use the full width of the track, so to say, or the outside of the track, to be honest, and therefore they collided a bit, and Ibridge went into the right back of FFS and therefore turned him around, and Ibridge also probably braked then and lost his rear. Yeah, sad for these guys. Ibridge is not going to pits. I don't know if he has less damage or he just don't care about the damage at the moment and just tries to stick on, or goes to pits a bit bit later. Let's see. As Vectro already got a penalty of 1 second at the moment. Last race he and Evil Dragon were disqualified because they had more than 5-second time penalties. So we will hope that this is not happening again today. Yeah, not much going on at the moment. Cashnut is just lapping very fast in the 4:43 lap times. Ferrari also, but he's able to pull away a bit. That doesn't mean that much for the race, because it can be that Cashnut is just using his tires a bit more, and in later laps of the race Ferrari can keep his pace and Cashnut is a bit degrading with the tires, but no assumptions to make yet, because we don't have any idea about their tire wear. So yeah, Adder jumps in P4, just being a bit alone at the moment. The same goes also for P3 with the Schmidt, who lost his battle partner in Flip, who is in P10 at the moment, trying to fight his way back through the field. Vector was doing quite well in the opening laps, went up to P5. Behind him is Flayboy. P6 would be a very nice result for him. He should get a big load of points, championship points, getting him a bit up in the ranks. Evil Dragon as a guest driver is just doing his job, currently in the midfield at P7. Pete Bib, yeah, P8 is quite nice for him, I would say. So he missed the first part of qualifying, if I'm correct, and therefore he didn't went that high. But now he's in P8, quite solid, not the fastest lap times, but no mistakes so far. Behind him is Matteo, who had bad opening lap and fell down a bit in the standings, but I think it's enough time. We have only 7 laps out of 39, so there's still plenty of time for him, plenty of laps for him to get a bit up in the ranks, and probably he will be closing up to Pete Bib, but behind him Flip is also closing to Matteo. As you can see, he's sending much faster lap times than the guys in the back here, with a 1:45 last lap, and the other guys are all in the 48s, but not the 2 last guys at the moment, with FFS, who had his pit stop done, so his car is repaired, although it doesn't look like it, but it is, so that's just optically here from the game. So very well maintained car, and that should get him up in the ranks. Mayo is also looking not that nice car wise, with a shattered windscreen, but probably he also went to the pits and repaired his damage, because his lap times are quite nice. And there we go, Flip is closing in on Matteo, and we will just have a look from the view of Flip Flip what he actually sees in his car. And he's in the second to last corner at the moment. And now trying to get close to Matteo in the slipstream on the start-finish straight. He's not really in the slipstream, a bit to the side here. And turn 1 is always difficult for the drivers, but Matteo gets it quite well. So no harm done here. Now Fruity has this, it's a bit different to drive it with a car in front because you have lower downforce, but Flip Flip is doing it very well here, and now right at the back of Matteo, who is defending. Whoa! Very harsh, very harsh. That line was actually Flip Flip's. I don't think that was still possible to close this gap here. Either you do it first or you don't do it at all, but he did, and nothing really happened. So Flip Flip has to search for another opportunity to get in front of Matteo. And now he tries to the inside, and yeah, he got him, and he stays to the inside line, and that should be done now. Going back into the TV view. Yeah, so next up is Pete Bib, and then all the other guys. And at the front, Cashnet is still pulling away from Pirelli slightly. 2.5 seconds now is the gap. Not safe yet, but it looks like we will have a real championship finale at Kota next race. So next week will be very exciting race for the championship final, because whoever wins this race is championship or is champion. But yeah, of course, one of the Ferrari B guys. But it really seems that they are the only ones able to win races at the moment. I think there was just Alloy Champs in the Bugatti circuit who got a race win with a bit of damage from Cashnet, and Pirelli was not racing. So except for that one opportunity that Alloy Champs took, there's not much fighting against these Ferrari B guys, but a lot of fighting between these Ferrari B guys, which is quite nice to watch. So just as a summary again, I'm just going through the whole grid over and over, because there's not much going on here at this very moment, and the race is not having a lot of weather changes. It's not that long that you have to get new tires or a bit of fuel in your car, so the setting is quite just for racing. You have a race, you don't have any pit stops. Of course, if you get damage, you have to go to the pits and repair it, but apart from that, you're just racing your race. You have one setup, one tire, you have to hold your tire, so it's just pure racing without big of a strategy, and therefore we won't see that much changes during the race if these guys just keep up their pace. We have a few free radicals, if you want to call them like that, in the last places. That's, for example, FFS. We got a bit in a fight with iBridge, and therefore he is in the back, but he is faster than his current position might depict. iBridge is of course the same, but I'm not sure if he still has, or if he has some damage, and if he had some damage because of the incident with FFS, he still have it. So he didn't went to the pits, and therefore it's probably FFS closing in quite fast on him. Matteo had some mistake, as it seems, in the last lap with 158, which is not that nice, so he fell a bit back, and iBridge might get close to him in a few laps. And then there's the battle between Pete Bib and Flip Flip, who is now right at the back of Pete Bib, or closing in. And I think that will be the next overtake we will see on this track, as all the cars are really spread out at the moment, and Cashnet and Pirelli are, yeah, up to their first lappings of some lap cars. So Pete Bib is doing all he can, but I guess it's not much of a fight with Flip Flip, who has much higher pace, and if he wouldn't have this incident in the opening laps, he would be fighting for a podium position, certainly. But currently he has to fight his way through the field, and yeah, no fight at all. He just went by Pete Bib, who probably even slowed down a bit. It's not worth a fight for him with Flip Flip, so right decision here. And yeah, Pirelli is probably really trying to find this few tenths to improve himself, to get closer again to Cashnet, because Cashnet is, yeah, 2.5 seconds in front and is increasing over the laps. Maybe not in the last lap, but it's always a bit increasing, so doesn't seem like Pirelli can catch him again, and it showed in the past that Cashnet is a bit of a better lapper of lapped cars, so he's a bit better with his lapped cars, overtaking them, doesn't lose that much time compared to Pirelli. At least in the last races it was like that, so if Pirelli was in front, Cashnet always could catch up a bit to him if there were any lapped cars. And now let's see how Pirelli is coping with Mayo, who's going to be lapped here. Mayo does quite well, goes off the racing line, lets Pirelli through. He should go back maybe to the racing line now to show himself to Pirelli, and just done, nothing lost here, I guess. And there's FFS at the back of Highbridge. Went well the last time. These two were struggling, or two were fighting here. So let's see what is going to happen now. Yeah, we'll just go to the cockpit view again, because that's the best way to watch these overtakes. Trying to find a gap or a mistake by the driver in front. Oh, that's quite close braking here, making him probably nervous, but he had to back out a bit in this corner. Now on the inside, but not side by side yet, so he's out of it again. Tries to cut to the inside, but Highbridge is defending his position quite well. Now to the inside, so that's probably the opportunity and should be done, but he left room, and you see it in the right upper corner in the rear view mirror. Highbridge is behind, and he got the overtake done, and now he can go maybe a bit more up in the standings. And Highbridge, I think he has to really get his car repaired, because he's losing a lot of time. It's whoa, okay, and there's Highbridge in the wall again. Probably even some suspension damage now. I think he has to go to the pits, otherwise it's just causing him more and more troubles. but if he's happy with his car, why not? Yeah. So these guys are lapping here quite well, quite nicely. So maybe it's time, as we don't have any apparent battles on the track at the moment. Just had a quick look. So let's just take a lap with Cashnut, who is doing the fastest laps around here. Yeah, taking this bus stop like corners here quite well. Now on the outer loop, going through here, then chute and into this section which is called the boot. Here we are at the toe, and after that we go onto the sole, and then there will be the heel, as you can maybe see at the track map. It's kind of formed like a boot here, exactly. Yeah, Cashnut is really driving it safe, so it's a bit different driving style compared to the qualifying, where they really went full throttle instantly at the apex and trying to get really close to the limits here. And now they also still using the full width of the track, but intentionally and not really going full throttle and being pushed to the outside, but just intentionally, yeah, opening the steering a bit to get a bit better acceleration. So they have everything under control, quite safe driving here, up the S's, no lifting by Cashnut. As we talked earlier, that's the key here. You don't have to lift and the throttle, just yeah, choose a wise line, and then it's all done. Now we have one lap with him, and we can just have a quick look. I will go back to the TV camera. A quick look at the standings, and also which lap times these guys are doing. Oh, sorry for that. So yeah, Cashnut in front. His last lap was a 1:43.0. Ferrari a bit down with 1:43.4, but it's a bit changing, so it's still 2.5 seconds, and Ferrari has actually up his fastest lap time. So we will always keep one eye on the battle for the first place. In current third position is the Schmidt, and he's racing quite well, quite consistently at the moment. He had probably some incident with flip in the opening lap, but it's not on the stream, so I can't really tell. Behind him there's other champs. Yeah, quite consistent like always, doing good laps. He's actually at the pace of his qualifying laps, or the early qualifying laps at least, but he's just waiting probably for the Schmidt to do any mistake, which might happen. And as I just saw that, yeah, the Schmidt also got a 1 second penalty, 1 second time penalty. That's not really any harm yet, but maybe later in the race, if they continue to do mistakes and maybe the tires get worse and they slide a bit. But actually we have a exclamation mark on the track. That's Matteo and FFS. Probably Matteo just spun out and FFS is now in front of him. So not really a battle going on between these two guys, I guess, because FFS should be faster than Matteo. Vectro, yeah, Vectro did quite well so far, or at least in the first few laps, but now he is not able to keep up with the pace of other champs in front. So he's doing a race on his own with Flayboy, behind, not keeping up the pace with Vector here, so it's really divided into different paces at the moment. Evil Dragon is behind Flayboy. Maybe we will see something happening here. I don't want to exclude anything happening in other places, or top 6 basically, but here it really might be the case that Evil Dragon, if he gets more settled with this car, which is new to him, he might be increasing in his lap times, and maybe he can have a chance to get close to to Flayboy. But mentioning Flip, he's the guy behind Evil Dragon. He's not that close, so 10 seconds is the gap at the moment. But as you know, Flip is probably able to do lap times with a not damaged car in the region of the Ferrari B guys in top 2. So he should be able to get close to Evil Dragon and also Flayboy. And as we are only at lap 16 or 17 of 39, he might even have a chance on Vector. So we always keep one eye on him also. Pete Bill is doing a quite good race, just setting his fastest lap time here, which is not that fast compared to the others, to be honest. So FFS should be able to get close to him. So that's also a battle worth mentioning for P9 here. Matteo is really struggling, I guess. He's fast in pace, but doing mistakes, as he just went off the track to let one of the Ferrari B guys through, which was Ferrari. Yeah, Highbridge in the back, still driving with his damaged car. Probably a bit of suspension damage, at least it looked like it when he hit the wall. Yeah, as you can see, he's struggling. It's not easy to get your car positioned correctly in these high-speed corners if your suspension is broken and the steering wheel is pointing a bit to the left or to the right. That's not easy. And the second Ferrari is also not doing well, so the Ferraris are really not up to pace at the moment, or having luck at this track, because Mario also got some damage, as you can see from his folded hood here. And just going back to the top, Cashnet is now only 2.1 seconds or 2.0 for an instant in front of Ferrari. So Ferrari was a bit better the last laps. The last lap was quite equal, but it's not over. This fight is really not over. With lots of cars now being left here. The next one should be FFS. And yeah, Ferrari was again doing a better lap than Cashnet. So at the moment things turned around in the beginning, or in the first like 15 laps or so. Cashnet was the faster guy, but now at the last few laps Ferrari was equal or even better than Cashnet. So he's closing in. That might be a battle. And Schmidt is doing quite well. We saw him spinning in qualifying a few times, or having troubles, or a few times at least in Sakito. Today we saw him only once spinning, but we saw him not that much, so that's quite a lot already for the stream time he had. And he's currently also doing some overtakes on lapped cars. The Ferrari guys are the first for him. So, as he's new to this league, or it's his third race, if I'm correct, there might be some problems still with communication between the drivers because they don't know each other. Schmidt don't know how the Ferrari guys, Ibridge and Mayo, will behave when they are lapped. And these guys are not aware of what Schmidt wants from them to do, as there is actually a battle between these two. So Ibridge is slowing down with his damaged car, and Mayo is now closing in. So there's a battle for the last place, and the third place is about to lap them, so that might get interesting. Going up the S's, this time Ibridge got it a bit better. Let's see. So same team. Probably Ibridge with a damaged car knows that Mayo. And there is the Schmidt spinning round. I don't think he hit any wall. So his car should be fine. But now he lost a lot of time to Adult Champs. And Adult Champs is now only 3 seconds, or yeah, even 2.5 seconds behind the Schmidt. And as I mentioned, it's always, if you're new to a league, it's always some danger to lap cars, and that's probably also what happened here. He was a bit surprised of the behavior of the Ferrari guys, but these Ferrari guys are still in a battle, and I will just go back to that, as Mayo already overtook Ibridge. So Ibridge is now at the last position, and I don't know why he's not going to the pits, to be honest, as he does now. Okay, quite late, as he did more than 10 laps, way more than 10 laps with a damaged car, but now he's going to the pits, and he has now some at least decent lap times. He can do some driving, some nice driving, not struggling with suspension damage, so it should be better for him. In the front, the Ferrari B guys and the Audis fighting for the championship are lapping cars, which is quite a struggle. I know it by myself. I did one race here in the Formula Renault and had some weird strategy, to be honest, because the fuel load was not enough for the whole race. But if you saved it a bit, you could get to the end. But I will just skip this story, maybe. They are still not that close. So I was a bit slowing down in order to get a zero stop strategy, and even had a chance for the win. But then some that car hit me from the side, and that was game over. I had to pit, and yeah. So this track is maybe not the easiest one for lapped cars to get out of the way, or if they are out of the way, to not yeah, run into you. But that's also always the case. Yeah, these cameras are still going somewhere sometimes. So that's the battle coming up here. Vectro on Flayboy. And there is something happening with the Schmidt. I just mentioned him with the spinning in qualifying, and yeah, now it happened the second time in the race, and that cost him his third position, the podium position. Hopefully he will get back and gets back into focus to not lose more time here. The car looks quite nice, to be honest, so it doesn't look like there was any damage, so he should be able to get it right now, unless he has some heating problems of tires, for example, so that can also always happen, that the drag heats up a bit and you said the tire pressure is wrong, or the cooling of the brakes is wrong, and therefore you get a bit too higher pressures or some stuff like that, and then you get less grip on the rear and spin around. But I don't know if that's the case for him at the moment, but what I know is that he is struggling and spinning in the last few laps, and other times, like usual, consistent, doing no mistakes at all, and therefore he is now in third position. And there's another exclamation mark, as FFS is closing into Pete Bib. The next battle, also interesting, was the Playboy against Vector. So we have two fights for position at the moment on the track. I will just stick with this here because there's no warning sign on the other one. And FFS is already having a look, or just showing Pete Bib. Whoa, that's from far behind. That's probably just to scare off Pete Bib a bit. Maybe start finish is an opportunity, but it didn't show so for the other guys, but he's really close, so now he's going out of the slipstream. Is it enough? Ah, slightly, but they are side by side. He has the inside line, so but Pete is not giving up. I don't think there was any contact here, and FFS got it done. So now for the S's, and then if he gets this right, then it should be done here. But Pete is not giving up so easy. He really wants to go there? No. So now Pete has a very strange line through this bus stop here, loses a lot of time, and that's it for this battle, as FFS should be the faster driver of the two today. And this cooled down a bit, so Vector was closing in on Playboy, but at the moment it seems that Playboy can pull away again. Sorry for that. So he delayed at least this battle, so he's still in P5, but I think it's just a matter of time for Vector to get into his usual race pace again, and then getting close to Playboy, and probably he will be able to overtake him. But you never know, and you never know how hard Playboy will defend against Vector, because Vector is also usually a very hard defender, and these guys probably know each other quite well, so I'm quite excited for that battle. And mentioning any battles, there's something going on between Mayo and Matteo. Bit wide by Mayo, and that's probably a slowdown penalty. But he's still quite close. And Matteo made a small mistake. I hope they don't go side by side into the S's, and they do. And whoa, nice overtake by Mayo. That was quite dangerous, and I think Matteo backed off a bit as other champs is there waiting to get past. I hope there's no difficulty with that. Yeah, Matteo just backed out. Yeah, fair play by him. And other champs now in the middle of these two, and I hope Mayo will also let him past quite easily. And in the front, there's Cashnut still, but Pirelli is close, or coming closer. 1.7 seconds. Let's see how that evolves. But I hope it will get closer and closer to the end, and we will actually see quite a battle in the end. Usually it's, or quite often it was the other way around. So Pirelli in front and Cashnut on his back, chasing him and yeah, trying to force him into some mistakes, but Pirelli's always very calm in the situations and not doing any mistakes, really driving to the limit, but without any mistakes. So if you push him to the limit, he will get there. And now it's the other way around. Cashnut had some problems during the season. Sometimes he did mistakes during a race when being really on pressure. So that is what Pirelli is up to, I suppose, for the end of the race. I will just check on the timings. Vector's penalty increased now to 3 seconds, and that means he's only 2 seconds away from another disqualification, if that is still the same like at Sakito. So no, not going well for him penalty wise. And we have actually an exclamation mark here, which indicates a battle, and we see that it's only 1.2, 1.1, 1.3 seconds between these two guys, so there's really much going on here. In the back there's also a few things going on. So at the moment Flayboy is much faster than Vectro, much faster in the case because Vectro did some mistake in the last lap with a 1:51. That's not a usual lap. So yeah, there might be something happening, and Pirelli did a very fast lap here with a 1:42.9. So he is really closing in, as Matteo is in the pits repairing his car, and then we will have a look if he comes back on the track in front or behind the eye bridge. As we just see eye bridge here. So eye bridge is in front of Matteo again. Therefore there is a position change for the last place in this race, which is P12. So now he's inside the 1 second mark, and he's closing in. So, and I think Cashnut knows about this. Cashnut is really pushing it hard to get this gap back to what it was before, so 2.5 seconds or something like that. But he's not able to. Pirelli is catching, and he's continuing to do that. So it's 1 second again, but that's not gonna work out for Cashin at the moment. But if you are close, doesn't mean that you will get past, because in the backfield it's usually that you just wait for some mistake for the guy in front, but these guys don't do mistakes that often, so waiting for a mistake won't work probably. And if you don't wait for a mistake, you have to force some mistake or force an overtaking, and that's not the driving style of Cashin and Pirelli, who are both very fair drivers, very, yeah, let's say calm and focused and fair and yeah, more passive drivers, lapping quite fast, but not going to this very in fights here, so not any contact races. Yeah, and Pirelli is really up to his best lap time, and Cashin is now under pressure. And as you can see on the map, if you select Cashin, there's only one white dot, which is Pirelli, of course, and all the other cars are indicated as blue dots, so more than a half lap behind. We are also quite a bit more than half time of the race, so 29th lap of 39, so 10 laps to go after these two guys cross the finish line. And these last 10 laps will probably be quite intense for the two Ferrari B guys, battling quite close. During the race there was some gap between these two, but now it's really decreasing with every lap. So Cashin is not on his best lap times, and as you can see, Pirelli was way better in the last lap, and now it's really close. Now it's only 0.5 seconds, so 1 or 2 laps, and then we see maybe the first attacks of Pirelli. Maybe a quick look to the other guys. At the moment, yeah, Vectro is not up to his pace anymore. Don't know if he had some a lot of oversteer here. Don't know if he had some problems or the tires are quite down. But Evil Dragon behind him is closing in. So Vectro, who thought, or at least I thought, that he might have a chance on Playboy, is now about to be overtaken by Evil Dragon. Who's doing really well in this race. Now he's about to be led by the Ferrari B guys in the back. A bit of oversteer again. So let's see how this lapped cars will change the gaps between the two leading drivers. Now Cashnet goes past Evil Dragon, and Evil Dragon is at the moment in between the two Audis, now going to the side, and Ferrari goes past. And Evil Dragon shows himself in the mirror again. Quite nicely done here. No harm done, and the gap really stayed the same. And then the next will be Vectro, and that's not a very common thing for him to be lapped in a race, but it's going to happen. Yeah, 0.4 seconds at the moment. No lapped car. You really want to get out of the way here, and Vector's not doing that at the moment. Now he is going to the outside and probably letting through both of the cars. I don't think that helped anyone, so the gap is still the same. And for P3, at the moment Champs is doing quite well, with only 7 laps to go, but the Schmidt in the back is trying to compensate for his spins and get back this 3rd position, which means a podium position. He doesn't have to fear that much from Flayboy from behind, so he has to, or he can, take a bit of a risk. The time penalty is still the same with 1 second, and Vectro is now on the limit. 4-second time penalty. So we don't hope he will get disqualified like the last time. And Evil Dragon is now 2 seconds behind him. That's also still possible fight for position or possible position change until the end of the race, which is in a few laps, 6 laps. And Cashnet is now doing quite well, so he increased the gap again to 1 second, and as you might have seen, his T2 time was the best so far. So he is giving it all at the moment. Probably he just decided to don't care anymore about the tires and just race it. Yeah, fastest lap from him so far with 1:42.7, which is really different to all the guys from P3 upwards, because yeah, they are lapping in 45 point something and slower. So that's 2 and a bit seconds. That's quite a margin, quite a difference between P1 and 2 and the rest of the field. And now Evil Dragon is very close to Vectro, within 1 second. So the 2 controller drivers in the midfield at the moment, fighting for the 6th position. And we lost Flip somehow. And we lost him quite a while ago. Or do I miss him? No, he is actually gone. So very unfortunate for him. Sorry that I just missed that. He's probably like 10 laps ago or so. I just yeah, I was not aware of that. And actually in the front, I will just leave this battle to this other one. Cashnet is doing well. I don't know if some lap drivers was involved in that, as we see, I think it's Playboy, increasing this gap again, but Cashnet is really up now with 1.6 seconds difference between him and Pirelli. And only, yeah, after this one it's only 4 laps to go. That might not be enough for Pirelli to catch up and do it, the overtake. As Pirelli actually got a bit wide and maybe has a slowdown now. Yeah, they lost 2 seconds the last lap. Both of them lost a bit, but Pirelli much more. And I guess that's probably due to first the lapping of Playboy, and secondly the slowdown because of this going wide and into the second last corner on the exit. So now it's almost 3 seconds between these two, and that's too much for only 4 laps to go. Between Allo Champs and the Schmidt, it's yeah quite the same. 3 seconds gap between these two, and with only 4 laps to go, should be fine for Allo Champs with this podium finish today. And here it's also a bit of a gap again between Vectro and Evil Dragon, but actually, to be honest, as mentioned before, Vectro has 4-second time penalty, so virtually Evil Dragon is currently in front of Vectro. So Vectro has to increase this gap with the last laps. And yeah, these timings that are shown up there are not always the real gaps, because it's somewhat calculated. But there is a battle going on at the moment, so I will just leave that. and Mayo is behind Pete and maybe trying to lap him, to overtake him. What happened there? That's unfortunate. Pirelli just lost the connection. Oh, Pirelli just lost the connection here, and that might be the championship decider. So Cashnet was leading, and if they would have finished 1-2 with Cashnet in front, it would be up to the last race completely. But now Cashnet will get 30 points, Pirelli will get none, and therefore Cashnet has to finish like in, yeah, I don't know, maybe in 10th place or so the last race in order to win a championship. So that played out completely now for him. I don't think he wants that, actually. I think he's raging at the moment in his car because he doesn't want to get it served like this with a disconnect. But yeah, there it is. So I think this season we will see a champion named Cashnet, and that just happened a few moments ago because Pirelli was kicked out of the session. Yeah, I'm really interested in the aftermath. Don't know if we can inform you about that in the next race, or maybe even tomorrow in the club series. That's really unfortunate. So now Elo jumps in P2, and the Schmidt is getting a podium finish today. Well, that's a bummer. Pirelli was not up to the P1 here, as he had to slow down and lost a bit of time and was 3 seconds behind Cashnet, but it was a P2 for sure. He was more than 1 minute in front of other champs, and that's a lot of points he lost there, and it might, and I guess it will, cost him the championship. Yeah, so not much going on now, as Cashnet is on his last lap, and yeah, I lost that completely because I was looking at the chat. Evil Dragon was overtaking Vectro. He was virtually already in front because of the 4-second time penalty of Vectro, but now they are really battling it out on track, and actually, the case is that Vectro needs some spin of Evil Dragon in order to keep it or get this position, because he has a 4-second time penalty. Now they go side by side into the bus stop, and maybe Evil Dragon knows that. Maybe Evil Dragon is just waiting. Vectro, it's not. I don't know what these guys are doing. So Evil Dragon should be, up to keeping it clean, keeping it safe, because he gets this position anyway because of the penalty, the time penalty of Vectro. And Vectro is fighting hard at the moment, and I hope he will not spin Evil Dragon. But I will just go to Cashnet as he crosses the line. Well-deserved win. sadly there's no second place behind him, or the second place is other champs, way down the lap. Congratulations to Cashnet and to this race win. Not so much congratulations to the championship yet, but I guess it's like 95% sure at the moment, unless he gets also disconnected in the last race. That's not the way we want this championship to end, or to be decided with any disconnects or something like that. That's sad, but and I think Cashnet is thinking the same. I will just have a look on the P2 and P3 as they are still close to each other, but not that close. These guys are over the finish line, bumping into each other. I guess it's a friendly bump, but you never know. And Adachams is finishing in P2. He would have gained the podium anyway. Now with the disconnect of Flayboy, he is in P2, finishing this race. Well deserved. Podium finish and nice second place for him. Adachams, congratulations. Also congratulations to the Schmidt for this podium finish. And congratulations to Flayboy also, very impressive 4th place. Evil also in 5th place, and now we have the results. Here they are. So quite a multicultural international grid, with Cashnet in front for Great Britain, then Adachams for Sweden, the Schmidt for the Swiss, for Switzerland, and then Flayboy for Germany. Evil Dragon, yeah, North Korea is depicted here, but yeah, you know, he's not from North Korea. Although he might want to be from there, I don't know. Electro from the Netherlands, and then we have a second German driver, then Italian driver, and Great Britain and some Italians, and last place Flip, who gave up, actually, as depicted here. So, that was the race. Thanks for watching. Please tune in again next week on Thursday for the final round. The championship is not over yet. Cashnet has a big lead, but as you saw today, everything can happen, and we will just have a look at that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Tomorrow there's the club series. I hope it will be broadcasted. I'm not 100% sure, but tune in it will start at about 9:20 Central European time. Just tune in. Always nice to watch. So thank you and goodbye.